Can you see me?
Yes, yes sir, I can see you.
You can see your paper also, right?
Yes sir.
So you understood the problems.
Yes sir, I read my answers again and they were not good.
Yeah, actually, I've told you before you start the test that you focus on completing the paper. Don't worry about the quality of the answer. So that is more important when you start the test. And the quality will automatically come when you start writing, especially the second, third. After you complete all these chapter-wise tests, then you can actually add a lot of contents from thinkers in this area, first 3 chapters. So even if you are not good in this test, it is okay. What I've told you, you have actually followed. You have completed the paper. Some question you have got very less mark, so that is okay at this point of time.
That is because I was losing time, so I wrote very less on that.
Yeah. So actually this is not good. This paper is not, it's very, average only. Even I would say it is below average. So you should improve your writing, and also you need to work on your content also.
Yes sir.
First 3 chapters actually you should not miss anything. You can write it in a better way, and I'm expecting that once we complete you're attending the thinkers class, no, with me?
Yes sir, I'm attending.
So but you didn't attend the first 3 chapters?
No sir. Sir, I was seeing that on YouTube and your YouTube channel.
Okay. So you make sure that you attend these videos, and anyway you complete the thinkers. So with thinkers you will get all the conceptual clarity, even this positivism, non-positivism, scope of the subject, common sense, and all these areas will also be covered, and research methods also will be covered even within thinkers also. So I'm expecting after we complete thinkers, you will be in a position to write this first 3 chapters test in a better way. If you want, you can write it once more, because I'm not happy with the way you have written here. So
Yes.
you can write it once more, and next test that we are going to take thinkers, do you take that test once we complete the thinkers.
Okay sir.
Okay, because if you are not good in the first 3 chapters, I'm not expecting that you can do well in thinkers without attending the classes.
Yes sir.
So whatever you have attended the classes or whatever you have read, that is not giving you sufficient knowledge or conceptual clarity to put that in paper properly. So you complete the thinkers and then follow up with the test. And this test I would suggest you to repeat also. This test I can give you different set of questions for paper chapter 1 to 3.
Okay sir.
Okay, so here I don't find anything much to discuss. In every question there will be problems. The content is the main problem, so there is nothing much to discuss. So here the question was something, right? The question was related to rationality and scientific timber. But what you have written is entirely different. You have written something which is mugged up, and you just by-hearted something, and you have written that emergence of sociology. But the question is related to rationality, scientific timber, and that is entirely different to what you have written. So if you can focus on this part, rationality, scientific timber, and that part, then you can actually get better mark. This 3 mark could have been extended to 7 to 8. This 10 marker questions, the advantage is if you write proper content in a perspective, you will get very high mark. You can get up to 70 to 80%. These are the scoring questions in paper 1 or in sociology in general. Okay. So you can talk about Auguste Comte's contribution, Herbert Spencer contribution, okay, even Durkheim's contribution. It's all about the way scientific methods and the initial positivist, all these people you can write. Durkheim's theory of suicide you can write. It is a classical exhibition of use of statistical techniques. But for that you should be very strong in thinkers. Okay, so I'm not getting into the content part because you are already lacking in content. Then what was the second? Yeah.
Second question was examine anthropomethodology and phenomenological perspective as critique of politics.
Yeah, so you have just mentioned about phenomenology, ethnomethodology, and you talked about positivism. But again, the problem is with the content. You said what is phenomenology and ethnomethodology just in one line, but this won't be enough, Kanishk. You need to write more. So this is hardly explaining what is actually asked. So you need to write first you need to see in this question how will you attempt. You need to examine phenomenology and ethnomethodology as a critique to positivism. So first you talk about what is positivism in detail. Okay, at least a brief idea you have to give positivism and the elements of positivism. It's like theory building, all those concepts, testing, scientific methods, objectivity, inductive method. All these things have to be discussed. And you talk about the criticism of positivism. So what is the problems in positivism? Then you talk about Weber. Weber deviated from positivism, and then you talk about phenomenology and ethnomethodology, which is a complete subjective understanding of subjective reality. Because we are studying human beings, the behavior of which cannot be predicted. So subjective understanding will be better because subjective reality it is. When it comes to natural science, the basic subject matter is matter, which do not have any consciousness. So that is objective understanding of objective reality. So that should be the way you need to write. So these questions you can easily get, around 8 mark. These are easy, questions. You should not miss this. Getting 4 mark is very, very bad in this kind of questions. Okay. Variables. Again, I think you haven't prepared that. Variables, there is no point in me discussing about variable. It was a straightforward question. If you know, you can answer. So here nothing is written. So that's why this 1 mark. Okay.
Yes, sir, actually, I lost a lot of time in first 2 questions, so in these 2 questions, I don't know what I got.
So, sociology is preeminently the study of modern society. Is that the question here? 4th one? Yeah, here also content is not there. So, preeminent sociology emerged itself for studying modernity and associated changes. So that modern society, and then society developed, and society studying all these social change, modern society. You can talk about Durkheim's concept of social change. For example, mechanical solidarity to organic solidarity, and you can draw that diagram which I have shown you. Like you can say time is going and mechanical solidarity is coming down, organic solidarity is going up. So all this, you can also talk about Marx theory of mode of production. All these are, study of modern societies. So you can give at least those things which you know from thinkers, you can write. You can talk about Weber's concept of rationality, bureaucracy. All these you can study. All these you can write, okay? But for that you need to be very strong in thinkers.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sure since you started attending the thinkers class, you will have the better conceptual clarity. Once you're done with thinkers, it will be okay for you. Even this chapters also you can write. Okay, this is related to common sense. Okay, this is fine, but there is no conclusion. You are not saying you have saying some what is common sense, what is sociology, what are the similarities, and what are some differences. That is there, but you need to have a conclusion. Like you should say, there is no relative superiority or inferiority. Both are, mutually beneficial. Both are complementary rather than contradictory. That kind of conclusion is required. Okay, so this is just, you kept it like that. So, but still 5 mark because of some content is there.
Yes, sir.
Again, here also the problem is with the content. That's why I'm not writing too much here. So if you have the content, automatically you can write. Here, what was this question? This question?
It was discuss changing equations of disciplines of sociology with other social sciences.
Yeah, sociology and other social sciences. With time, sociology is permeating through each and every aspect of social life. Like for example, you can talk about sociology of, clinical sociology, criminal sociology, sociology of health, right? Industrial sociology. All these now. So the content is a problem. You can also talk about theory of suicide as example, something which is considered as purely psychological. After Durkheim's take up this analysis, it became sociological. You can also talk about division of labor, something which is only considered as related to productivity, production, profitability, etc. But when Durkheim took up the analysis, it became sociological. Also religion, if you can see, Durkheim is understanding in terms of not only Durkheim, you can talk about Weber's concepts also, you can talk about Marx's concept also. So alienation is again considered as something which is psychological, that self-alienation part, but it became sociological. Okay, so all these contents you should write from thinkers. That's why I'm stressing this point. You need to be very strong in thinkers. It will automatically cover 80% of your syllabus. And I'm sure that once we're done with thinkers, we are strong in thinkers. So once we're done with it, you will be able to write it. In thinkers class, we are always correlating all those things. No, so you will be in a position, and you should be in a position to do that. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you. The test is going to be very difficult for you.
Yes, sir.
Are you giving prelims this year?
No, sir.
No, you are preparing for next year, no, 2021.
Yes, sir. I just started my preparation. I'm not even straight on the subject.
Okay, then why you are immediately giving now itself? Why are you giving test series? You just complete the syllabus properly and give the test.
Okay, so actually I thought that by October if I finish the optional.
So you already attended classes or what? Classes and all completed?
No, sir. I have just started my preparation of UPSC.
Okay. That's why. Then there is no problem. Okay. Then don't worry. I thought you are going to give prelims this year. Then it is a dangerous situation. These answers are not, you
Yes,
know.
sir.
Then it's okay. No problem. We have enough time. I can take care of this. Okay. Anyway, you are with me. You are attending the class. It's okay. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. So no problem. So where are you from, Kanishk?
I'm from Agra, Uttar Pradesh.
UP. Okay. Yeah. So here. So then, no, not much a problem by this is positivism and post-positivism, no? So in post-positivism, you first talk about positivism, then post-positivism, you talk about Weber, you talk about Mead, interactionism and interpretivism, then phenomenology, then ethnomethodology, then the postmodern approach, everything, post-positivism include everything. Positivism is the initial perspective, so this question is actually having huge scope, in expressing your viewpoints and your knowledge and everything. So you should easily score around 8 marks because this question you can write a lot of content. This will be full of content. This has to be full of content, right?
Yes, sir.
So there is no need to write whatever you have written is like junk paragraphs. So this question is actually full of content. You can actually easily get this 8 mark in this question. Okay, so you see, no problem, we will do that. Now the very important point that I want to tell you now is you should never use this kind of strong words in your answer. I've seen across topics, sociology is concerned only with social aspect. Who told you? It is only with social aspects. Sociology is permeating through each and every aspect of individual. Every social aspect is there, economic aspect is there. Okay, so division of labor.
Sir, I don't social aspects of economy. The societal aspects of economy.
Sociology is concerned with?
The societal, the common part among economy and sociology is the societal aspects. Other things are there like history and all.
But the problem here is this word no, only.
Yes, sir.
That is a problem. That's what I'm talking about. Otherwise, it's fine. Sociology is more concerned with etc. It's okay. But this word is a problem. Okay? And similar words I can show you here also. I have marked it here. Sociology is mere discovery oriented.
Is more, actually the writing is very bad.
Okay. Mere, I thought it is mere and it is very dangerous word you are using. Oh, it is, more is okay, but this one. And laws are not universally applicable. Don't say not necessarily universally applicable, okay?
Yes, sir.
So that the way you are addressing that particular question is very important. The language that you use is very important. I thought it is mere. If it is mere, then it is a big problem That's
yes,
why
I understand.
Yeah.
That is right.
And in the context, people will read like that only. Sociology is merely a discovery oriented and laws are not universally applicable because here you are writing a kind of criticism. So we may take it in that way only.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So these are the examples that you can use here and then elaborate your answer. You can use Marx because this question is related to economy and political science. No, you can use Marx. You can use Weber. Weber is talking about capitalism, which is connected to economy. Weber is talking about political parties, bureaucracy, rationality, authority, that is connected to political science. Durkheim is talking about division of labor, that is related to economy. Okay, Marx is talking about alienation, the division of labor, mode of production, all related to economy. So all these thinkers you need to bring in. That's what you need to focus. But you have time till 2021. You have time. So what should be your focus? Understand the thinkers properly. And every time when you study a thinker, and you can see that in my class. No, I'm every time connecting when we discuss about the thinker. We need to add this point in that chapter, in this point in this particular topic. So that level of connection you should be in a position to make, and then you will not face any problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is. Again, these words are the problem. Anything that anything that satisfy these things can be considered as science. No, not anything. These words are very, very dangerous words. In sociology, see, simply in social science, you cannot choose or use strong tones.
Yes, sir.
What is this question? This one? B.
Sir, non-positivist methodology.
Is essential to study human behavior, something like that, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so here you need to talk about the difference between positivism, non-positivism, or science and social science. Sociology is dealing with what? The humans and human consciousness, which cannot be predicted.
Yes,
So you cannot establish a cause and effect relationship properly.
Yes, sir.
So, and science is dealing with matter which can be expressed in terms of cause and effect relationship, so objectivity can be ensured there. I can say if I boil the water at 100 degrees Celsius, it will definitely get hot, no doubt in that. But that will not be the case with human beings. So, okay, I'm not talking about that too much. The problem is with the content, so then there is no point in discussing that. Once the content is ready, then only we need to discuss about the strategy and issues in writing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you want to ask me anything? Because these are, at this point of time, I don't think that I need to say anything. Do you want to ask me anything related to any question?
From past 3-4 days,
You're not audible.
I don't know how to. Hello?
Yeah, tell me.
Hello?
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, from past 3-4 days, I'm writing 2 answers daily, but I'm not able to evaluate them. Can please give me the tips for that?
What you can do is you consolidate that answers and send me once you write around 10 answers. At least 10 answers you can consolidate and you can send me. I'll check it and I'll let you know.
Okay, sir. Right.
But try to develop that knowledge. Without the backup, then whatever you are writing, it won't be enough. So that backup should be.
That I was doing like that David studied about suicide, then next day I wrote 2 answers on suicide.
Okay.
I was doing.
Yeah. You try that, and once you compile it around 10 answers, you can actually send me and I will see through that and we'll discuss. So right now you're attending the thinkers classes, no? And you're writing the answers from the thinkers, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you follow that, and then once we complete thinkers, then only you attend the test now. Okay? Don't be in a hurry. Develop your knowledge and write the test. At this point of time, it's not required. It doesn't matter whether you finish it now or later. Complete the content and then write. Then only you'll get that confidence. Otherwise, it's not good.
Yes, sir.
You are open. You can write anytime. No problem.
Yes, sir. And sir, because I'm writing paper next year, so do I need to refer to any other book for getting good marks?
You can refer to some of the books. I'll tell you. See, once we complete thinkers, I tell you which all chapters. Basically, that materials and the classes that I'm giving is enough. If you are appearing for this year, you can see that. But next year, if you need some more confidence and reading, I'll tell you some chapters which you need to read from Ritzer, and also from Harlambos 4 chapters like politics and society, kinship, religion, social change. These 4 chapters, I tell you what you need to read. Okay. Apart from that, paper 2, some books like Ghanshyam Shah is required, Ram Ahuja is required, and Dhanagara is required. And the Scale Sharma is required, but not all, a few chapters. I tell you what all things you need to read at that point of time. Now you don't worry. Just follow the classes and understand this connectivity between each thinker and each topic.
Yes, sir.
Can we stop here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any doubts?
Thank you, sir.
Anything else?
Nothing, sir. No, not now.
Yeah. Okay, I have another meeting now. Sunday now.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.